morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
Doing
Everything
good.
nice? Marvelous. All right. So before I go deliver my class, I would like to start off with a very simple question. Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Yeah. As a warm-up, what do you guys miss with the curfew now? Yes. What do you miss the most?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about one of you guys raise his hand and just start telling me what does he miss the most? It's just a simple thing. Yeah.
Shaking people's hand.
That's marvelous. That's good.
Mhm.
Big.
Yes, I think the curfew, created a new lifestyle.
Yeah, surely did. Yeah, how about I tell you what do I miss? You know, I usually at night I would go to Kentucky. Oh my God! I would order a dinner meal with garlic. Oof, I would be satiated, filled. I would just stay 2 hours or so, and then go at night to walk. This was the best time ever. You know, I enjoyed cake just because of that.
Oh.
But now it's over, sadly. Well, it's not over. I could go and walk, but the problem is just I have to do it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, all right. Let me start. Let me go back to my session. So now I got your attention. You know, we as humans, we have had many things that challenged our survival, right? I mean, we as humans, we have had many things that challenged our survival. Yes. I mean, wars will be just suffice. I mean, we have got wars. We've got so many things that challenge our survival. One of these things is something called diseases or viruses. Yeah, just like the one we're experiencing now. These diseases, they came by different names. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the Ebola disease. We had the smallpox. We had the liver disease. This corona disease.
Yeah.
Although they came by different names, by different perspectives, by different names, they stemmed from different places,
Mm-hmm.
they had one goal in mind, didn't they? They had one thing. What did they sort? Well, what do you think the coronavirus wants from us as humans? Salam.
Sorry,
I think
No problem. I did.
it wants us to get united.
That's that's an excellent answer.
Mm-hmm.
Just as simple as Khalil and Dak, I was asking them what do they miss the most with the cave. I was asking them what does this coronavirus want from us, and the thing is just he wants to shrink our numbers. He wants to decline our numbers. the same things with the viruses before. So one of these viruses is a virus called Ebola. I think guys from the African continent will just will know probably more than me. But let me tell you about the coronavirus. This disease, usually, he came with occasional occurrence. Outbreaks, occurred with occasional outbreaks, mainly in the African continent, and affects human and also non-human primates. Yes, just like monkeys and gorillas. It affects them. This disease was first discovered when? It was discovered in 1976, I reckon.
Oh.
It was discovered in that. Yes, please.
Alaikum salam.
So this disease was discovered in 1960s in a river called the Ebola River. This river now is the Republic of Congo, but this disease was first discovered in there. This disease, it was caught from bushmeat or from primates, animals like monkeys and other. This was very terrible. I mean, we are very scared about the coronavirus, aren't we? But the truth be told, the mortality or the death rate of this disease is just 1%. Do you know what was the mortality rate of the Ebola virus?
Mm-hmm.
Kodak?
Very
What did you?
The percentage
No,
is
of the
very
Ebola,
low.
virus. No, the Ebola.
No,
Ebola,
40,000.
No, the mortality rate, the death rate, نسبة الوفاة.
I know. I think it is up to this moment. I hear them on BBC or what? It's 40,000 or something like
Is
that.
it the coronavirus?
She's talking about the
Those who are
I think it's
those
more
who are
than
dying
50.
Yes.
because
More
of
than
this.
50 person.
No, the mortality rate of this coronavirus is just 1%. This virus.
Yeah.
The Ebola virus,
Mm.
it
More
was
than
50.
Whoa.
It was 50, the mortality rate. It is literally like this, guys. You got the Ebola disease?
You mean the percentage?
You might, yes,
Yeah.
the percentage. I apologize if I didn't make it clear. You got the Ebola virus?
Mm.
Oh my God. 50% you might die and 50% you might live. Just like I mean, imagine the situation. It's absolutely terrible and excruciating. I mean, with the coronavirus, we're just 1%, and we are scared to death, aren't we? We really are. We just stop shaking our hands, and that's a good thing, of course. I'm not saying that's bad, but we're really scared about it.
Yeah,
Imagine what would happen with if it was Ebola. I think it was absolutely terrible. It is. So how this disease also transmits also badly too. I mean with the coronavirus, we just shake hands and you might rub our eyes and then you might get it. That's a problem. With the Ebola thing, you might get it. Yes, with the Ebola thing, you might get it.
Airborne?
Let me tell you, you might get it from bushmeat animals like bats.
Yeah.
You might get it from primates animals like monkeys and gorillas, their blood, and you might also get it from humans. Let's say a human is infected, God forbid. You can get it from him through direct contact, or you can get it from his body fluids. Like let's say mucus, salivia, feces. I don't know who would be crazy enough to touch someone's feces, but it's your everything that you touch from an infected person, you're gonna be coronavirus. You know what the crazy part is? Oh my God! Do you think just once he's dead, you're gonna be safe? Think again. That sack of meat that has no soul in it is more detrimental to you than when it had its soul. It's more harmful to you.
Yes.
Even when he's dead, Doc, this is serious. When the body is dead, he can infect you with the Ebola virus.
Yeah.
So what's the best thing to do? It's called a barrier service to come and bear it for you, because you don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be near it. So, God forbid.
Some people use incinerators to fire bodies.
Yes, and they just let go of it.
Yes,
It's just simple ashes. And then sometimes you might not blame them. But okay, God forbid that we had I wouldn't say, but let's say, what are the symptoms? Oh, let me project. Yes, this is the one. What are the symptoms of this disease, the Ebola disease?
Ebola or corona?
The Ebola.
We haven't experienced it.
Thank God they Ebola. Thank God they will. Yeah. Right. Let me tell you what it is. First, you will have a terrible headache. You will. It's just the headache's gonna be terrible. You'll be exhausted and fatigued too. You will be bruises and bleeding, unexplained one. It's just gonna be really terrible. It's awful. You're gonna feel really sick and fatigued and exhausted. Your body's just you don't want to move. You will have vomiting, and you will have diarrhea. And yes, and it's just terrible. So how can you keep yourself safe? That's a very logical question. And one of you asked, how do you keep yourself safe?
Stay at home.
Thank you so much. Excellent. So just stay at home. Don't when you see a guy you might see these. Thank you so much.
Don't touch animals.
Don't touch animals. That's excellent. See, these guys of the African continent, they might be expert about it.
Make a perfect hygiene.
Make a perfect hygiene too.
Yeah.
Keep yourself clean.
Yes.
But all right, see the symptoms that I've told you. When you see a guy demonstrating these symptoms, try to get away from him as far as possible, and you will be safe. Wash your hands regularly. That's good too, because you might touch him. And keep your distance. Please do. All right. This is marvelous. Thank you for your attention. Now I do have some quiz in here, simple keywords in context, words for you. We will skim through it together, and then I will have a question. I want you to guess the question, and then we will play the recorder, and we will match your questions with it. Yes? That's good? Yeah? All right. Curfew. What do you think a curfew means? All right. Don't see the definition. Excellent. Curfew.
When you are not allowed to move around.
Exactly. At a certain time, it's a law imposed or issued by the government. You can't move at a certain time. This is good. This is related to our context now. How about contagious? Let's say this guy.
Epidemic is transfer from one to another.
Very good. Excellent. All right. How about I give you an example? All right. I've got, let's say, God forbid, a flu. Disease, don't come near me because it's contagious. You might get it. So contagious, what does that mean?
Infectious.
Thank you so much.
Infectious.
Infectious, yes, excellent. Symptoms are easy.
Yeah.
So signs or signs.
Marvelous.
Yes.
Marvelous. Like let's say the symptoms of the coronavirus is difficulty breathing, is headache, and
Fever.
also a sore throat, fever in a general. Excellent. Quarantine.
I think completely isolated so as not to spread the epidemic disease.
Someone to meet.
Excellent,
Ah,
mashallah.
yeah.
Excellent, Abu Bashiri. You are marvelous. You're off the chart. Thank you so much for your participation. Herding. This issue, I mean, in different parts of the world, America being the leader in that context, the people would go to the stores and they would do this. Yes, Khalid, they would go to the store and they would just, this shelf of, goods, they would just take everything from that shelf,
Yeah.
put it in the basket, and then go back to their homes and hoard it in their homes.
Okay.
Right? Keep it to their homes, keep it to themselves. Things that they might even need. They think that things that might last them for years. They don't. It's just they would put it and they would hoard it in their homes. So, with that being said, what does herding mean?
Story.
Thank you so much. This is marvelous. Excellent. You are marvelous. This is excellent. Great. How about this? Do you see these questions? Please do make sure that this question is visible. Do you see? Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Right. Number one question: how did the grandfather get the disease? These characters, you'll know about them once I play the recorder. But before I do, I want you to guess the answers. Number one: how did the grandfather get the disease? Number two: what did the nurse say to them? Number three: how did the mother survive the plague? These questions are derived, taken from a story, which you will be about to hear. Right? But I want you first to take some time to think about the answers. 2 minutes, you take your time. I have got all the time of it. Take your time, try to guess the answers from the context that I have just created for you, yes? And then we will play the recorder and then we will mash your answers together, okay? Please, do take some time to think about the answers. Think about them. You don't have to find really correct answer, just think, it's just a guess. Venture a guess.
Yeah.
Do that. Like if you want to come here, or do you want me to read it?
No, I can't read. I mean, can I answer?
We will come to you. Once you're done?
After we hear.
Okay. You're done? You've got your answers? Your guesses,
Maybe,
Father?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, tell me what they are. Dak, please.
Yeah, I think the grandfather got infected from the grandson. He caught the disease from the grandson.
Marvelous. Very logical answer. Very good. What about number two?
I think the nurse told them to keep a distance
Yeah.
and isolate the
Give them advice.
Yeah.
Excellent, Khalid. MashaAllah. Very good. What about you?
Third question.
Yeah. How did the mother survive the plague? I told you it's 50% right mortality rate.
She distanced her soul
Mm-hmm.
and observed the perfect hygiene, I think.
Like the discipline.
Marvelous. Off the charts. Do you have any comments?
No.
Okay, this is marvelous. Right, listen intently. I will have a recorder in here. I want you to listen and then match your answers with them. Yes? And then you'll see which one's answer or prediction or
The nearest.
guesses is correct. Alright? So listen intently, please. I hope I hope it goes rather well. Let's go. Forgive my voice, I just woken up from. Oh, what's wrong with your voice? So sweet. Can you help me with that?
Mainly
Yeah, that's
on
it.
a family that consists of 4 individuals.
Thanks, Doctor.
Again, I apologize for that.
So,
Do listen.
Hello to you all. This is the story of a village that survived Ebola. The story is centered mainly on a family that consists of 4 individuals. A grandfather, a wife, a husband, and a daughter. One day that village was living a normal day until the grandfather decided to go to the market to get some meat for his family. The meat had a bit of blood on it, so the father accidentally rubbed his eyes with the blood. The grandfather went to his home, delivered the meat, they ate, nothing happened until the day after that. The grandfather got a terrible headache and a fever. He was vomiting and had diarrhea. The wife took care of the grandfather for some time until they decided to go to the nursery. That they did. When they brought the nurse, the grandfather had already died. The nurse right away identified the disease as Ebola, which is a disease taken from a bushmeat. So, after this incident, the chief of that village gathered the people around and asked the nurse to do a bit of lecturing to the villagers to tell them that there's no need to worry about the disease as long as you stay protected. She advised them to clean their hands regularly, to stay away from people who had the FIFA signs such as headache and all the other things, and again to wash their hands regularly and live their life as a normal day. So that family had a higher chance, the family that had the grandfather who died had a higher chance of getting Ebola. So they were checked upon regularly until one day the wife got a terrible headache and a fever. She thought about running because she was afraid that she might die, but the little girl stopped her and they went to the nursery where she got the best medicine, where she was taken after her. She stayed there for 20 days as a quarantine, and then she got out happy and safe and healthy. She would not have been so if she had run. Thank you so much. This is the story.
All right, this is good. So, again, let's go back to the questions and try to match the predictions. Khalid said a really nice thing. What he said was exactly true, didn't he? He said when I asked him what the nurse said to them, he said the nurse asked them to isolate themselves and wash their hands, yes?
Mhm.
So that's a correct prediction. Well done. Well done. So number one, so what's the answer with number one? How did the grandfather
from bushmeat?
Bushmeat.
From the
Bushmeat,
market?
yes.
Yes, very good. Excellent. Marvelous. What about number three? How did the mother survive the plague?
Self-isolated?
I guessed that, and I told her that she
Self-isolated.
distanced herself, okay, and then she observed a perfect hygiene, okay. But the nurse played a great role in this. She she gathered the people and enlightened
Yes.
them, okay, informed them about this disease and how can they overcome this plague. Okay.
Exactly.
Isolated
Then she
in
has
the
been.
community.
Yeah, you want... Okay,
Hello
let's
to you
go back
all
to the
villagers to tell them that there's no need to worry about the
Yes,
disease
that's
as
right.
long as you stay protected. She advised them to clean their hands regularly,
Mhm.
to stay away from people who had the FIFA signs such as headache and all the other things, and again to wash their hands regularly and live their life as
Mhm.
a normal day.
Excellent.
So that family,
Marvelous. And last thing, how did the mother survive? You want to go back to it?
because she was afraid that she might die, but the little girl stopped her and they went to the nursery where she got the best medicine, where she was taken after her. She stayed there for 20 days as a quarantine, and then
Okay.
she got out happy and
She has been quarantined.
Yes.
It's
In
right.
clarity.
Yeah.
All right, this is the end. Thank you so much. You have been brilliant. I appreciate
Well
what you
done,
did,
thank you.
and I hope it was fruitful. And well done to you. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Thank you.
Well done.
Good job, Mr. Abdullah.